So the state of South Africa's rail networks and trains is near critical, and it could get worse. This week, some Transnet staff members downed tools of an ongoing wage dispute. Now, some unions are threatening to bring Transnet's operations to a halt unless it puts a better wage offer on the table. Transnet has offered a 1.5 to 3% wage increase, while workers are demanding an increase well above the annual inflation of 7.6%. Here's Newzroom Afrika's Andersen taking a look at the state of Transnet.
10 years ago, South Africans used trains far more than they do now. And while the rail sector has been deteriorating for some time, the COVID-19 lockdown left many lines, stations and trains completely unusable. While vandalism and theft reared its ugly head, Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula insisted again this week that progress is being made.
Our work of recovering rail services is ongoing in all the rail corridors in the country. And I wish to apologize but thank our people for their patience and believing in our word and our leadership that indeed these trains will come back.
This week saw some unions vowing to halt all of Transnet's operations unless a better wage offer is tabled. But before we get into the strike at Transnet, let's take a look at some facts and some of the general rail statistics in South Africa. Public transport and passenger rail is run by PRASA, which owns over 2,000 kilometers of rail network in South Africa. Transnet, on the other hand, controls a whopping 22,000 kilometers. There is a massive disparity between trains and the most popular form of public transport, though. Taxis service 66% of South Africa's households, while just under 10% of households use or are able to use trains. In terms of transporting goods through rail specifically, the difference between Africa and Europe shows just why so many trucks are on South Africa's roads. Here at home, 18% of goods are transported through rail, while in Europe, that number stands at over 60%. Key areas of the country, like the biggest township Soweto, are still without trains. Several stations are practically in ruins, with pigs even making themselves at home in one of the bathrooms. PRASA made fresh promises this week that the suspended service in Soweto and parts of Cape Town will be refurbished and ready to return in the coming weeks. Aside from crucial money from exports at our country's ports, this week's strike at Transnet is another complication to be solved for those looking to get more goods and people back in safe and reliable trains. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Andersen in Johannesburg.